Team, I'm excited for today's recipe because we get to cook and make falafels. Now, these guys are some of the best tasty things you can get, particularly in that Middle Eastern cuisine. Crispy edge, soft center, steamy goodness coming out. We're gonna break down the simple technique that you can adjust to still get that crispy edge and that soft center we love. We're gonna preheat our oven to 390 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm gonna begin by just taking our parsley, zesty parsley, giving it a rough little, twirl and cut, along with our coriander, giving that a nice little, fresh goodness. That's going straight in. And then I've got here half an onion. Let's just say, that's not too particular, something like that. Add some garlic as well. Fresh mint, so good. We have some cumin, chuck that in, straight in. Pinch of salt and pepper. Now you cannot forget the base of your falafel, which is chickpeas. We're also gonna add in some baking powder. That's gonna help bind, also cook it off. And then we've got here some flour. I've got chickpea. I'm actually gonna remove 1 tablespoon of this and use it later. Now time to add our goodness of fat. So let's add in some lemon juice. Bang! Your wonderful falafel dough batter, whatever you call it, is done. Check this out. Now, all we're gonna do is transfer that to a bowl. So we're gonna put this in the fridge. And the reason for that is it's gonna harden up our batter and make it a lot easier to create the formations that we want. Awesome. So this bad boy is now hardened up after being in the fridge for about 30 minutes. But we have to learn about the art of roasting, not frying your falafel. There's a technique that's in play. Let's use the board to describe this one. They come in a sphere. When we fry them, it gets so hot that you eventually get to the center, but the outside's super crispy, all right? This super hot heat. So when we are roasting, they particularly have to be in a certain context, right? The consistency has to be so well that it holds itself up. It doesn't eventually just flatten, which is what happens when you put on a sheet tray. But it also has to make sure that it's penetrating heat from all sides. Unfortunately, when you've got a roasting tray that it's sitting on, it's not gonna get into the bottom. It's just not gonna happen. It'll get to the top, heat will cook the top, but the bottom will be soft. This is what we need to do. So, let's make sure that we make these bad boys thin enough so they cooks all the way through. We're gonna create a disc, almost like a hockey puck, all right? We're gonna cook the top part, right? And then we're gonna also turn it over and cook the bottom part. We're gonna douse it in a little bit of olive oil, allowing more heat to actually penetrate, because olive oil and oil in general is a great medium for heat to travel through. Back over to our falafel. Get a scoop. Create a little ball, give it a little press, like that. Now to get maximum crispiness out of our surface, basan or chickpea flour, I'm just gonna dust this over the top. And what this is gonna do to help hold on to the oil we're about to paint to the surface. 15 minutes on this side. Flip them over, paint with olive oil, then repeat for another 15 minutes. With our falafel cooking away, there is one final thing to do, and it's to create one of my favorite sauces. So here we have natural Greek yogurt. And all I'm gonna do is just finely chop this up. I've just folded it around, layering it within itself, and then I'm just gonna quickly give it a fine little chop. Let's get that in. So I'm gonna add in a pinch of salt along with a little pinch of pepper. So we're gonna add in our zest. We're gonna make sure we use the entirety of our lemon. Cut into it and squeeze the juice in. Just give this a nice mix now, bring it all together. So with our yogurt being done, and that's how simple it is, that is your dressing. Just gonna pull our falafel out, get dipping. Team, out of the oven, crispy on the outside. Not like your typical sphere, we have a hockey puck disc, but still crispy on both sides, and if you see in the center, really, really soft. So that is a way to make a much healthier falafel, oven baked, not fried.